Okay, so we're going to see a short demo about EDU-ProM. EDU-ProM is a process mining tool that was built as an extension of ProM. What you're seeing here is the public repository, of course, which is accessible to everyone. And you have here some instructions about how to get started, as well as sanity checks, how to make sure that your environment works correctly. For the purpose of this demo, I have a local working environment that we can use to see the main use cases with EDU-ProM. I'm going to go over briefly the structure of the project. So first and most important thing is the external libraries. In EDU-ProM, we offer a lot of mining techniques, but we don't try to re-implementing them. So in external libraries, you should expect to see ProM core as well as the main ProM plugins. So you can get access to those mining techniques from EDU-ProM. So this is the first thing. Except that the structure, as I said, is pretty basic. Event log is where you place the event logs, which might be in an XCS format or in a CSV format. Of course, the conversion from a CSV is feasible using EDU-ProM. And you have the output folder where all the output that's being generated by EDU-ProM is placed. And eventually we have the source code for EDU-ProM. So as you can see here, it doesn't contain too much because, as I said previously, the main essence of EDU-ProM is leveraging existing mining techniques rather than just trying to implement everything from scratch. Let's go ahead and start with the demo. So what we're seeing here is this. From the left side, we're seeing in the miner folders a lot of mining techniques that are accessible to us and that we can use. On the right side, we can see a short program which takes a sample log file, it runs the inductive miner, builds an event, build the PetriNet in memory, writes this PetriNet that was generated based on the event log to an image file, and eventually prints the log several well-known quality measures for this PetriNet. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so a new image is being added here for the inductive miner, describing the process that was generated as a result of applying inductive miner on sample.xcs. In addition to that, what I'm seeing here in the console output is the evaluation information. So I can see that inductive miner in this case has perfect fitness and it has several precision and generalization quality measures that I can use. In this example, we're only, of course, writing them to a console, but we can use this information to do whatever we please. Okay, so first thing that we did is just running a miner on a simple log file. And it looks pretty easy. So next phase would be to actually examine the mining techniques that we have and trying to see how it's possible to extend them and how it actually works. So we're going to look at the inductive miner as an example. So the inductive miner, as you can see here, doesn't contain too much code. And the reason for that is that most of the logic is splitted to two places. The part of the actual inductive miner implementation is being taken from the actual plugin. So as you can see here in the references, we're using org.processmining.plugins.inductive So we're using, in other words, inductive miner plugin to do the actual mining process. That leaves the question, where is all the logic of the evaluation and reading the event log and drawing the actual image with the Petrinet. So everything else is being done by the abstraction layer that we have on top of all the miners. So this leaves a very specific interface that needs to be implemented in order to actually get all the goodies that we saw before. Meaning that if I'm a student, for example, and I want to build a new miner, all that I need to do is to write a method which takes a log and returns a Petrinet. So we can take a basic example of a enumerate paths implementation just to see how an algorithm can be built from scratch and has all the functionalities that we saw previously. So enumerate all paths model describe the following. It's actually taking an event log and building a Petrinet where it has several paths, and each path describes a trace. So as you can see here, the root has several exclusive options. Each option is a trace from the event log, and in every trace, all the activities are ordered in a sequence. So I'm not going to go over every line in here, but this is pretty trivial algorithm for building a process model. And eventually it returns a Petrinet. And I can take this algorithm and run it in the same sense that I ran previous algorithms. And I'm going to see, of course, the actual Petrinet as an image, and alongside with all the evaluation metrics exist to me. So here's the enumerate all paths. And here is the output describing the fitness, precision, and generalization for that mining technique. Okay, so just to summarize what we saw up until now. So EDU-ProM is a process mining tool that gives us access to a lot of process mining techniques that you can use programmatically. And of course, even before that, what's important to highlight is that the environment is very easy to set up. So from a student perspective, both of those things gives an initial point where if, for example, the purpose is to extend existing algorithms or to run batch executions, then this platform provides an easy access for that and enables to build an additional logic of whatever the student or researcher need. So I'm going to pause with the specific executions inside EDU-ProM, and I'm going to briefly explain how we are using it in business process management course at the Technion. So we provided this framework for our students. Right now they have access to all the mining techniques that exist here. They have a working environment locally, and they can contribute to this environment by adding additional mining techniques. And this actually opens the door for us to be able to do some more meaningful projects in the course that actually make the student focus on the logic and on the content itself rather on set up a complex environment or to build something from scratch, which is very costly and it's not the focus, right? We don't want students to spend time on implementing things that were already done. So that being said, once they have this environment in place and they have access to all those tools, then we can expect from them to do things on top of that that contributes to their knowledge and to others also, such as, for example, adding pre or post steps to existing algorithms, testing different parameters, and not just a specific set of 2 or 3. Because they have access to doing this programmatically, they can do a bigger set of parameter analysis. They can choose from variety of minors at runtime according to their evaluation. They have access to a lot of existing evaluation metrics, so they can build something that's composed of several evaluation measurements like fitness and precision, and to incorporate some of them together to their own measures. So another thing that they can do is integrating a new minor from ProM to EDU-ProM. And this is something that can be done very easily, and they have several examples already for a heuristic minor, inductive minor, alpha minor, and many others about how to do it. And once this is being done, this opens the door for others to be able to use fuzzy minor and evolutionary tree minor, for example, in EDU-ProM programmatically in their projects. So once someone integrated a new minor into this environment, the set of tools that student has keeps growing with time. And of course, that there's the possibility of implementing a minor of their own, but this is something that takes more time and it's a bit more complicated. So this is the maybe last thing that we suggest. So just to summarize, EDU-ProM gives you fast access to a lot of process mining tools programmatically from a student or researcher perspective. It gives you the ability to focus on the task at hand rather than doing things manually or building things from scratch. This is basically the contents that was important for me to highlight about EDU-ProM. If you have any feedback or question, feel free to contact me. And that's it. Thank you very much.